95.7 The Fan. Live from the West Point Lincoln and West Point Lincoln of Sugarland Studios. Here's Payne and Pendergast.
Today and this week for us will be typical to our in-season week. That's why we're here a little later in the afternoon. We want all our guys to get used to our in-season schedule and how we operate. So we'll go through a normal in-season week up until Tuesday to our joint practice, and we'll have a really good competitive practice versus the Raiders. I mean, they're going to give us a lot of good looks, good competition, really good talent, especially the running back position is talented, the tight ends, their offensive line, fast. So we got a defensive end as well, all right, Max Crosby. So for our guys to be able to go against a really talented team is going to be very beneficial to us and really helping us progress and get better as camp is going on.
All right, there you go. That was D'Amico Ryans getting ready for the Raiders coming in town for a joint practice tomorrow. Game on Thursday night. You can hear that game right here on 95.7 The Fan. So we're looking forward to that. Another 7 o'clock Thursday kick, just like last week. So excited. And joint practice tomorrow. If you're headed out there, joint practices are the best.
This is, dang it. Thank you, Byron. Had to turn my microphone on. It's one of the little technical things you pick up along the way.
You'll get there.
15 years of radio. So the thing I'm excited about with the Raiders is that Max Crosby, by all reports, seems to be very motivated. I don't think he's going to be coming in there and just pulling vet days or anything.
No.
And if he's
got to showcase himself to get up and out of that place.
And if he's willing to get a little too frisky with his own quarterback and Kirk Cousins, then who knows?
That's right.
Who knows what he'd be willing to do to one of ours?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want there to be a fight though, because then they cancel practice. You know?
Yeah.
I don't like that. No coaches. As much as people say, like, coaches actually like it when guys fight, they don't like it at a joint practice because they're like, this is valuable time that they get reps against somebody else. And if you have a big bench-clearing brawl, all of a sudden you got to cancel practice.
And these two coaches are anti-fighting. D'Amico Ryans likes chippiness, but he doesn't like full-on fighting, like bench clearing. And Clint Kubiak, he basically soft suspended Cousins and Crosby for 1 day.
Yeah.
For getting into it. You're not allowed
to showers.
You're not allowed to practice today.
They sent them to the showers, but not the group showers.
No.
Separate showers for you two.
Right.
I don't want to shower in the. There's nothing worse than a fight in the shower because breaking it up is
dude, and you're slipping everywhere.
I saw a buck naked fight in a locker room once. It was like an old Greek Olympics
NFL
wrestling
or
match.
college?
NFL.
What level? NFL, huh?
NFL. It was big country.
Oh yeah,
Todd Fordham, big old offensive lineman versus a tight end. It was another. I can't think of his name right now. This was back with the Jaguars.
Yeah.
And it
was
Kyle
Brady.
And it was like, who's gonna break this up? You know, you gotta be very careful jumping in there.
A lot of nudity. Yeah.
As far as this is what D'Amico likes, the chippiness. It's kind of like those internet videos where you see two dogs barking at each other between a fence, and then the fence opens, and they're all like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't have an issue with you.
How you doing?
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah, we'll sniff each other a little bit and go on our separate ways."
I don't need to see that.
You want
the joint practice.
that barrier between them where they're yelling at each other and everything, but no
see
punches
Ariante Ursary sniffing Max Crosby's butt. I don't need that.
You guys gonna naked fight later?
Speaking of Ariante Ursary, we mentioned Keylan Rutledge in the open, the rookie, I'll just say interior offensive lineman because they've had him playing everywhere in that interior. They've had him at guard. They've had him at center. Safe to say he's been one of the really good stories of camp so far.
Yeah.
First-round pick out of Georgia Tech. He is going to be one of the 5 guys. This is just me saying this. He's going to be one of the 5 starting offensive linemen. I guess the question is, where is he going to start? Here's Ariante Ursary, his new teammate, on Keylan Rutledge and what he brings to the table.
I love the guy, man. I think that he definitely came here. He's, a tone setter, a difference maker, a guy that you want at left guard, a guy that you want on your O-line. Love his mentality, and I think he got, a bright future ahead of him.
All right. And the reason he's bringing up left guard is that's where he spent some time there this weekend playing left guard.
Yeah, it seemed like they might be preparing him for he got his work at center in an NFL game. Now maybe he might get some work at left guard in an NFL game. One thing that D'Amico had said a couple weeks ago I've been thinking about is just that he mentioned that sometimes veteran players, when they come and now they're trying to learn the way Cole Popovich operates things, that it's an adjustment. And it's teaching old dogs new tricks. That my words, not D'Amico's.
Yep.
But that there might be some of that going on. And when I said earlier in the earlier break, when I'm trying to be patient with Ed Ingram, it doesn't seem to me that they've been messing with his reps as much as they've been messing with Wyatt Teller's reps.
Correct.
You know, I don't know if I've missed anything out there or anything, but every time I've looked for Ed Ingram, he's been sitting there at right guard. I think Ed Ingram might be working on some things and changing the way that he operates. And why I try to be patient with offensive linemen, especially, it's like changing your golf swing. When you're changing a few things, and it's going to look ugly at first, you know? And like they already liked what he did in this system last year, but there's some things where, like when he loses in pass protection, it's a bad loss.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to even out some of the rough edges in his pass protection, and I think that Cole might be working with him on some of those things.
Is that like in spring training in baseball where the a good pitcher gets shelled? And you're like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. Turns out he's working on his sinker or something like that.
JJ has tweeted about this before, about how he hates that these low light reels of training camp practices come out because you're trying as a pass rusher, he might be working on a new move and it's gonna look bad at first, and you're gonna get beat. But people see one little slice of it, or they see a few bad plays, and the perception is, oh, this guy's getting destroyed out there, and that's where with Ed Ingram, when he's a guy who's already been in the system, they know what he can and can't do, and they're probably working on a few things from a technique standpoint, and it might be kind of ugly right now. But by and large, I think they trust him because they've seen him in this system. With a guy like Braden Smith or Wyatt Teller, there's not as much trust already built in.
Here's Tommy Togiai on Keylan Rutledge.
I think now that mentality, I mean, obviously, like, we don't want no fighting, obviously, but, like, have that on the O-line, that mentality, like, I think we need that kind of nastiness, like you said, like, we need that on the O-line, and so that's a great mentality. And then, like we said, we just challenging each other each day, like, he making me better, I'm making him better, like, iron sharpening iron each day.
Yeah, and I mean, he's scrappy, and it shows up in his play. It's not like he's just, trying to start fights after each play or anything.
He's not trying to Trevor Penning it.
But he's also really athletic, and I think that's the part where I've moved up beyond being concerned about the fact that he's a rookie playing multiple positions, because we've, going back to the Bill O'Brien days, it felt so many times like they'd rather have a guy be versatile and bad at multiple positions than good at one position.
Yes.
Why restrict him to just being bad at left guard when he can be bad at center and right guard as well?
It was so bad that Texan fans started to think versatility is a bad thing.
Right.
That's how bad it was. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Rutledge is capable of doing it, so I don't worry about that at all. I think he's got the potential to be a really, really good NFL offensive lineman.
I'm excited about him, man. I'm very excited about him. I'm excited about Tommy Togiai, too. Tommy Togiai, in his second full year with the Texans, came here in 2024, midway through the season.
Yeah.
And then last year had one of the stranger kind of arcs for a season. Inactive week 1. Gets a contract extension in between weeks 1 and 2, and then was inactive again.
Yeah.
And then, by some of the advanced metrics, had a season where he was one of the best interior defensive linemen in the sport.
He's really underrated at this point, I think, and just hasn't been around a lot. And he's also on a defense that's going to rotate their defensive tackles a lot, so he might not amass the stats. But I think the biggest thing with Togiai that I keep running into is, I think, because he's got the appearance of a really stout Division II nose tackle, people assume that he's not that quick or athletic, and he's just a plugger.
He went to Ohio State.
He's really quick. Yeah. And he's ridiculously strong. I think the other question that comes up is, wow, they've extended almost everybody beyond this year who is a starter right now, except for Tommy Togiai.
Yeah.
I suspect it's not for lack of trying.
I agree.
I think that Togiai's agent probably likely thinks that he's going to get more than whatever the Texans are offering him right now if he hits free agency.
Yeah, he got asked about that. He met with the media on Saturday, and Togiai was asked about the possibility of a contract extension. Here's what he had to say.
I mean, honestly, I'm just focused on the season and trying to go ball out this year best I can, help this team to a Super Bowl. And that's my focus. Like, if contract comes sweet, like, I'll be really grateful and really hopeful for it. But right now, I'm just focused on football.
Togiai, there's no way Togiai could have imagined he'd been in this position when the Texans are picking him up off the street for the practice squad less than 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's a credit to him. And they credit him all the time. I mean, DeMeco Ryans has said for 2 years now, our most consistent guy in the building is Tommy Togiai.
I think he's a classic guy where what you would hope is the sweet spot is you find a guy like Tommy Togiai, you feel really good about him. He's already been cut once in his career, and you just think, okay, he hasn't had a big payday or anything. We get him now, flash a wad of cash in front of him, and he's going to sign. Let's give him $10 million a year or something like that. When realistically, I think he might have elevated himself up out of that, and if he stays healthy this year, the number of defensive tackles that are making $20 million a year that you wouldn't think would get $20 million a year, it's getting up there in numbers.
Yeah.
You know, so if I have no idea about actual numbers, but if the Texans tried to say hey, we'll give him $10 million a year, he's going to love that. His agent at least might have moved beyond that already.
Yeah. I mean, they're starting to probably too deep a conversation for the negative 20 seconds that we've got left in this segment, but they're going to reach a point here soon where they can't just give $10 million to a guy.
Right.
You know?
Devon Witherspoon gets his contract this weekend, and people start thinking, well, there's Kamari Lassiter's number.
He got $33 million a year.
Yeah.
It's a slot corner in Seattle.
Nick has spent a lot of money this offseason. Next year is the year where they might have to start making some hard decisions. Yeah. Before anybody says the cap is the myth or not, no, stop it. Pay attention. Teams do it all the time. That's what the Lions are in a position now where it's not like you have to burn it all down, but you have to start making some hard decisions about who to keep and who you can't.
David
keep.
Montgomery's on the Texans because of that dynamic. They had to make decisions.